I wrote a short paper at the end of this year looking at the future of well-being in the workplace, especially going into 2022. So we thought, why not share that with our friends, viewers and subscribers? If you're interested in reading it, you can find the link on the description of this video. So here we go. Work well, live well. It's my new version on the old saying, work hard, play hard, which I've never really liked. But what does it mean, and what do we see happening in the future of well-being in the workplace in 2022? Let me start by saying I'd need an entire book to write it all down. But for now, here's a short brief on what will be critical for workplace well-being next year. And in classic report fashion, I've used alliteration to put together the 4 B's of well-being. The first is boundaries. Around 23% of people never switch off their computer. And now it's all too easy to work in a time that would usually be set aside for a commute, or drift back to work and emails in the evening. This is all part of the always-on culture, and integrating the right to disconnect is paramount to fixing it. This means a real start and end time for people that either work in an office or work from home. And yes, that includes emails and phone calls. Email signatures containing work hours, out of office messages and designated work phones are just some of the ways that people can tackle this going forward. The second B is breaks. This is one of my favourites. Regular breaks throughout the workday make people more focused, more productive and happier. In any profession, it means taking a mental and physical break to prevent mental and physical exhaustion, whether walking away from the desk, leaving the sensory overload of the shop floor, having a drink, a light conversation, or a breath of fresh air. This should be encouraged by employers and integrated into appraisals and one-to-ones to manage employee stress and burnout. The third B is belonging. Social connectivity, trust and development are at the forefront here. Research shows that having a social workplace can increase work quality by up to 35%. It can also make people mentally and physically healthier. A separate study found that lonely workers are more likely to find jobs elsewhere. People also want the trust from their employer to have the autonomy to choose the best place and time for work. This will mean that organisations will need to focus on work completed as opposed to the hours clocked. But what does it mean for people who can't work remotely? Elizabeth Reynolds, Executive Director of MIT Work for the Future, said, "We need to shore up the social safety net and invest in ways to further skills and increase access to education and training from most vulnerable workers." And this brings us to development. A Lawman survey found that 76% of employees said that a company would be more appealing if it offered additional skills training for its staff. So businesses need to be looking at developing people in their long-term learning. Professional learning such as diplomas, as well as personal learning such as mental health first aider courses. This way they'll be continually investing into people's futures. And this brings us to our last point. It's the shortest, but the most vital. And that is balance. This is what it all comes down to. Work and life are more interconnected than ever, but for all businesses, sectors, industries in 2022, it will be integral to find the right balance for your business and your people. It's the work-life balance, the digital reality balance. It's the work well, live well balance. Thank you for all of your support this year, and we wish you all the best moving into 2022. So take care, look after yourselves and look after each other. Thanks.